Hello, everybody, on this beautiful Saturday evening. Lovely that you can be joining us. Sorry, I put a bit of cat in my mouth. Right then, everyone, thank you for watching. Sorry, my cat just tried to get into my room, and I just tried to get it out, and that's why I have a piece of cat in my mouth. Right then. Oh, is that Pamela on? Hello, Pamela. Good evening to the gorgeous Polly. I like that. Thank you very much. Um, right then, so we're streaming today from YouTube and from Facebook. So just a reminder that if you are tuning in on YouTube, you probably won't see any comments come up from Facebook and vice versa. Okay, so if I am talking to somebody, I will try and say their first name and surname, just so you know who I'm talking about there. But if you can't see the chat, for example, it's because it's on the other platform. So just try and keep up if you can. Okay. Now, I'm here for an evening of mediumship tonight. It's been a long time since I've been on here doing mediumship, so I'm really excited today. Got lots of nervous energy. And the way I work, okay, there really isn't any point at all saying me please, me please, me please, because I don't work like that. Okay, I literally will get the information. I'm going to be as fair as I can. I always think this is a fairer way to work. I'm going to throw out to the universe who would like to come and have a chat, who would like to come and talk to their loved ones. And it's really important that the information makes sense to you. And I want to say pretty much all of the information that makes sense to you. And please then pipe up and say that you understand the information. And when you do comment, please, can you comment on what you are, what does make sense, or what you're applying to, for example, not just a yes or a no, because we won't know what you're saying yes or no to, if that makes sense to you as well. So excited. So like I said, if the information makes sense to you, then please let us know. Hello, Kevin. How are you? I do love it when people say hello to everyone in the chat as well. Hi, Lindsay. When Lindsay there, she does a show, doesn't she? I don't know what day she does her show. I'm just going to have a little drink while I'm on a Tuesday, so please. Oh, I'm breaking up. Okay. I don't know why I'm breaking up. We're having technical issues. Okay, am I still breaking up? I'm having technical issues. Okay, I have no idea why, because I have got all of my things going on there. Not me. Am I still coming and going? I'm just checking before I do start giving any information out. Okay. Right, bear with me, everybody. I have no clue what is going on. There. How's that? Any better? Okay, I'm going to do my best. Worst case scenario, I'll have to use my phone. Right then, any better, Mr. P? Okay, can everybody still hear me? They can still hear me. Okay, right then. I think that we are good to go. So I'm going to see who's coming in for us today. Right, it's funny because when I work like this, I do tend to start getting all sorts of bits and bobs coming in beforehand. I don't tune into these people too much until we're sitting down here. Okay, now I've got a gentleman here, and when I do work with spirit, I do work with humor. If they're a humorous type of person, then I will give you what they're saying, and it is no disrespect to them at all. When they're down here and they're very jovial, for example, they'll still be jovial up there. They don't change personalities. Okay. Hi, Ashley. Now, I've got a gentleman here, and he's not giving me a name at the moment, but what I do want to say, he's making me giggle. He's making fun of himself there. Okay. Now, he is a large man, and when I say large, he's about 4-5 XL. Okay. He is big, and he's saying that his coffin was sort of, I know we have to have bespoke coffins, for example, sort of, but he's saying that we had to use a bit more wood. Okay, he had to chop down a few more trees for his coffin, he's saying. Okay, now this is something I have never said before in my life. In all the years I've been doing readings. So like I said, he's a larger man. He said he's got darker hair. It's like when he was a kid, he was a skinny kid, funnily enough. But he's saying that he got bigger over time. Now, he's sort of quite I would say, a depressed man in his life. However, he did try and sort of jolly himself up there. He was sort of tried to make a joke. He sort of made a bit of a joke about himself. And he really did have a problem with eating there as well. And he's talking about, like, they were talking about like maybe an operation for reducing his stomach as well. But he is talking here about there was just something, it's like almost like his lifestyle caught up on him a bit. And he's talking about like quite a heart problem, and it could even be a possible stroke with him as well. Okay, now does this make sense with anybody watching here at the moment? Because it should do. Okay, Nurse Wright said it could be my uncle. Does the name David or Derek make sense around him as well? Now, that might not be his name, but there is sort of a name like that around him. Okay, and also I want to say a T name, so either Tommy or Tony around him. Okay, please can you let me know, Nurse Wright, because he's very much here at the moment. I recognise this as my uncle with size and putting on humour. Yeah, he is a really nice guy, actually. I really want to say he was a really good guy and really giving. Really giving. David is his son. Fantastic. And he's just shouting out the name. Okay, like I said, there's Tommy or a Tony or something around him as well. Okay, now he's obviously popped in for a reason. I don't actually know if you've heard from Tom. Is your nephew. Fabulous. I don't know if your name is Nurse Wright, but it sounds very formal. But he's just coming in today because he doesn't feel like he's been able to communicate that well before. Can you please verify that for me, please, Nurse Wright? It's really important that he comes through because he wants to say thank you to a lot of people that did try and help him. Okay, but he was sort of saying he was a bit beyond help. Okay, he was trying to lose some weight at the end, but he just wasn't doing very well there. He's talking about you, Nurse Wright, in the fact that he's saying that you've been either working very hard or trying to push hard towards like some sort of career enhancement or career change. He's saying here that it's not going to be long now, okay, before some sort of recognition is coming up there. He wants you to know that he's still himself up there, bless him. Okay. Okay, and he's also talking about somebody that's been struggling with like education or has got special educational needs. Okay, please let me know if this makes sense to you as well. Yes, other people always get in. Yeah, do you know what he is? Bless him, he has struggled. Understand the help with him at the end. I've started my masters. Okay. That's really good because he's talking about this career advancement with you, and he's saying that it's like the next step up or the promotion that you need. Okay, he's saying that it's almost like that people were willing you to take this route, if that makes sense to you as well. But you've worked hard for this, really, really hard for this. And he's just saying that, when I say this, I still want you to work really hard for your masters, but he's saying that you will be okay. You will pass your exams, okay? Please don't come and beat me up if you don't. But he is saying that you will. Special needs with your son, okie dokie. Yeah, he just wants you to know that with your son as well, sorry, he's talking about 20 to the dozen. It's like he's like had so much time where he hasn't been able to get through that he just won't stop talking now. He wants you to know that with regard to your son, it's like he will sort of, he'll be okay, all right, and it feels like there's some more support coming around him as well. Oh, work are paying for your masters, so they do want you to get there, don't they? So your son, he will get there, okay. It does feel like there's some more help coming or some more funding coming towards your son as well, okay. So it's making sure that you push for a situation there around your son. And is your son very good at computers or something? Because he keeps showing me computers and your son. So something to do with computers is going to be relevant or important to him as well. It's just like almost, I keep seeing animated things on a computer. He's showing me, and it's lovely because he's really keeping an eye on your son, okay. Just don't be surprised if your son sort of seems to sort of know somebody's around. He's quite a sensitive chap, your son, and he'll know that he's around, and you'll probably find with him that yeah, he sort of senses him there, okay. He wants to give love to the family. He is doing computer animation. That's fabulous. Right, bear with me because I've got to turn my heat back on now. I was having a little bit of a meltdown before you all came on, and now I'm cold. So yeah, he's saying he's going to do quite well with this, okay. And he's just like really proud of him, you know. He's got skills, your son, that it's like he can become quite obsessive about things. Your son, he's saying, he can get quite obsessive about stuff, and he's saying that it's like, you know, you ask him to do anything else, he's really not interested, but you know, make animations, and he's like, yeah, that's cool, I'll do that. So yeah, honestly, he's like a complete superstar, this chap that's coming through here, and he's honestly a star. He just wants you to know that he's there. He's been trying to get in, okay. He's saying he did squeeze in his coffin, right? Like I said, I'm not being disrespectful, he's the one saying it, okay. He's the one that thinks it's actually quite funny. He's like, you know, you had to chop a few trees down for him, he said, for his coffin, okay. Why is he talking about a sea burial? As it was a joke about a sea burial. It might not be with him, but with somebody else, for example, because he's talking about somebody's like was either a sailor and wanted to be thrown in the sea, okay, or I'm completely going off on another tangent there. I'm going to have to leave him with you in a minute. Nurse, right? Sorry, I'm going off on one. I feel like I've been taken over by your uncle, I can't lie, okay. It feels like I'm always trying to fit into his body there. He's such a love, all right, and please let him know I have really got no, I do all this mediumship and psychic work and everything else. Yeah, I'm absolutely shocking at star signs, but he keeps showing me good news in the Taurus star sign, okay. I don't know if that's the next one or the next one after that, okay, but just somebody might want to help me there. Good news is coming within the Taurus star sign, okay. Sending lots and lots of love. He's winking at you there. My dad had boats at sea at his funeral. Oh, right, then obviously your dad's trying to pop in there as well. But I think he's trying to pop in, but I don't think your uncle's going to let him in, okay. I think he's like having his glory moment there. It's 5 minutes of fame on the telly. Oh yeah, he said he did want to be on the telly, and now he is on the telly, all right. He wanted to be. Anyway, he just wants to leave his love with you and all of your family, okay. Taurus is May, you think, right? Okay, thank you, Terry. But yeah, good news in that sort of month, okay. There's really going to be some good news coming there, and it feels about a trip as well, okay, that is going to happen. And so be prepared that this trip is going to happen, and you're going to have a lovely time. So I'm going to leave his love with you. Lots of love and hugs, okay. He wants to give you a big fat bear hug at the moment. I really do think if he hugged you, you'd sort of pop, you know what I mean. Oh, he had really bad burps, I do apologize. Is that for a Taurus or when Taurus is. Yeah, in the Taurus star sign, I think there's going to be good news within the Taurus star sign. So please look up the dates. But yeah, sorry, he had wind and he used to get quite indigestion and he just gave it to me. So I do apologise for that surprise belch. Okay, lots of love to you, nurse, right? And good luck in your studies. I was just pleased that I got my English O level. Apart from that, I got absolutely nothing. I went to the University of Life. It's so much better. Right then, let's have a little look. Sorry, he did burp. Disgusting. I'm reminding people. Okie dokie. Just to let you know, oh hi Sam O'Neill, my little lovely. We are streaming from Facebook and we are streaming from YouTube. Anybody on Facebook that is watching the Facebook live is not going to be able to see the comments from YouTube and vice versa. Okay, so if you don't know, you can't see the comments in your thread there, it's because we're on a different platform. Okay, so please don't worry, we haven't lost you in the ether anywhere. Okay, now I don't see any comments apart from what's coming up on the screen. So I just so I don't know who is on here at all, so I'm just giving out information. Okay, there's really no point asking for a message because I'm going to throw out the information to all of you, which makes it so much fairer. I don't just pick on people, and if the information makes sense, please do tell me. Okay, and Richard will let me know. Right then, I have a lady called Anne that has just come in. Okay, now Anne, she said she's a mum, she's a mother to somebody on here tonight. Okay, now I feel that she probably would have had a cancerous condition. She's making me feel rather sick actually. I'm going to have a drink because she's coming in rather close. She's called Anne. Now, she's trying to say that her husband is still down here. Okay, her husband is still here. She's talking about all of her children. She seems to have rather a lot of children. Okay, rather a lot of children and grandchildren, I want to say. There just seem to be rather a lot of children and grandchildren. She's talking about the name Max as well. She is very much around at the moment. Okay, she's just trying to get hold of somebody down here. Hi Katie Rickson, long time no see. So has anybody got an Anne here? There could be a Ron as well. Oh, Rachel. Hello Rachel, sounds like your mum. Okie dokie. Right, we'll just check that we haven't got any more that it makes sense to as well, just in case. But I want to say that I think there's 5 children. I'm not sure if there's 5 children, but she's talking about 5 children. She's coming on here today because she said that she knew whoever it was is watching. Now, if it is Rachel, is there anybody else that's making sense to Mr. Producer? Right, it's definitely the name Anne. Okay, it could be the name Ron or John. Ron or John. I can't quite hear that one. She's just. I don't know. I this Rachel. At the moment, Rachel with life just wasn't falling out after another. Pardon? Well, I use alcohol too. Can you hear me at all? Can you hear? Okay. Hello. Okay, I'm back. Right. Hello. I can. Can everybody hear me now? I do apologise for that. I do not know what's going on. Okay. Please let us know if you can hear us. Okay. Can everybody hear us? Okay. Can anybody hear us? Okay. They're saying hello. Fabulous. Right. I just needed to know that we were back. I have no idea what's happened there. Please just give us a wave or something that you can hear us okay, and please join back on and share again. Share again. Okay. So I was talking about a lady called Anne that was coming through. I think there's a name like Ron as well. And yeah, and so just going back, I think it was for Rachel. There was a very, it almost feels like a very stressful time over the last sort of month and a half sort of time. there, Rachel. I hope this is making sense with you. I hope you're back. Yeah, it just feels like she wants to just come in as a reassurance at the moment, okay, that everything's going to start sort of panning out, okay. Now it seems particularly about your children that she seemed to be worried, okay, or you seem to be worried, for example. And she's just saying that, you know what, sometimes you've got to, you've stepped back before, but you sort of need to step back again, okay. Things seem to be getting out of hand. You seem to be, I want to say, the matriarch of the family. It's like everybody's trying to sort of call on you, wanting you for something. It also seems like a little bit stressful. And there's sort of a feeling here with you, Rachel, that you just want to go and move into a just for a little while, okay. Now if you can do that, please do, even if you can just get away for a few days at some point, because she's saying that you've just everything seems to be getting on your nerves a little bit as well, okay. And she's just saying that, you know, it's almost like you want a bit of peace. It's like you want your home to be peaceful, you want your life to be peaceful, you just want to like hide a little bit from the world, okay. She's just saying don't take too much on your shoulders. She doesn't want that for you, okay. She's also talking about, have you ever wanted to go to either like a musical or an opera or something like that? Because she's showing me you going to one, okay. It just feels like later in the year someone's going to be like talking to you about going to something, I want to say like an opera or a ballet or something like that, okay. It might be not something you've done before. She's saying it'll be really, really good. You'll really enjoy it. It's funny because she's showing me like Swan Lake and the Nutcracker. I know they're ballets, okay. I don't know if you even like that sort of thing, but she's definitely saying you're going to enjoy it, okay. There's a couple of trips, a couple of things coming that you weren't expecting, okay. She's definitely saying you need to get out more, and she doesn't want you to be so serious, okay. She's like almost planning some boozy play dates there for you. She's just saying she knows that you've been talking to her, okay, and she's listened to every word, okay. She just wants you to know that she loves you dearly, okay, and you did so much to her, for her, before she passed away, and she's forever grateful for that, Rachel. She really, really is. Everything just seems yeah, just a little bit stressful, and she's just showing that the sun shining on your situation, it's not going to be for too much longer. It almost feels like there's going to be a sudden shift, but I don't feel till we get to about June time where you really start to feel perked up. And but she hasn't got a lot to say, but she just wants to say, can you look after Dad, okay. There's a temptation to get, there'll be a temptation to get a little dog, okay. I know you've got one dog, but she's talking about another dog. There'll be a temptation to get another dog. It just feels like it's sort of there on a, when I say on a plate, that sounds awful, doesn't it. It'll be there for you. It's up to you whether you take it, but it's very different than your current dog, very different than your current dog. Blowing kisses at you massively at the moment. Oh, blowing kisses at you massively at the moment. She just needs you to know that she's there, she's a support, she's wanting you to know that everything's going to be okay. Don't panic, she's saying. But yeah, she won't shut up about this dog. She needs you to know that you're going to get it, okay. It's almost a no-brainer. You're going to get it, okay. And you won't regret it, you know, you won't regret it. She just said, don't get a chihuahua, don't get a chihuahua. Okay, no offense to chihuahuas. I love chihuahuas as well, even though they're snappy little monkeys. But just don't get a chihuahua, apparently. Okay. It's more of a terrier. Yeah, anyway, or you've been thinking about getting one. Sorry, I haven't even been looking at the screen. Just lots of love to you, Rachel, and lots of love to the children. Lots of love to everybody, because she was so fond of her family. She really, really was. And she just doesn't stop talking to you. No way. Oh, you see. All right. You are going to get one, okay. I'm not influencing it. I'm just telling you that you won't be able to say no. All right. Anyway, she just wants to leave that with you, Rachel. And please know that she is just as she was down here. She's full of life, full of energy, still like the matriarch, still wants to get everybody, boss everyone around a little bit. She would say what she thought, and sometimes we need that, don't we? And she hears everything that you say, so just know that she's with you all the time. Lots of love. Okay, so hello, I don't know who is on, but hello to everybody on Facebook and hello to everybody on YouTube tonight. And just a reminder that everybody on Facebook won't be able to see the YouTube comments, and everyone on YouTube won't be able to see the Facebook comments. So I'm just going to keep giving the information out tonight and finding out who these people, these lovely people, belong to this evening. Okay, let me see who else is on. Okay, thank you, Helen. I love it when people say lies, not to me, it's just messages for the other people. I love it when people are happy for other people to get readings. It really is lovely. Right then. Okay, so who have we got now? Hello, Edward. I have got, oh, that's funny. I've got two people here, but they don't feel related at all. Right, who are we going to go for? I've got a gentleman, an elderly gentleman, who thinks it's really funny to lift a kilt up and show his bottom. And I have also got a lady called Mary Margaret, who sounds like she's got a, it almost sounds like she's Irish or got Irish there, okay, Irish sort of accent or an Irish link. Right, I'm going to go with the old chap here that is lifting up his hello, Carol from Scotland. Maybe this is for you. Right, I've got a gentleman right here, and he is a bit of a cheeky chappy, right? He is like a bit of a cheeky chappy. He's one of them that it doesn't matter how old he gets, he's still a bag of laughs, okay? He's got a wicked sense of humour, and he does say a few swear words there as well. Okay, now he's talking about, I think it's a wedding where he would have flashed his bottom at a few people. Okay, now please, Carol, let us know if this is for you or if there's any other people that have Scottish I want to say grandfather, could be father, but I want to say grandfather. I want to say like a, now I'm not very good at tartans, okay? It's not like the red one, it's more, I would say, like a blue and a green sort of check. All right, it's smart on the top, like a jacket and tie shirt type thing, and then he's got the full caboodle down there and probably the full caboodle under the kilt as well. But he's just and you take a Scottish link, and Mary and Margaret. Does the cheeky chappy elderly gentleman who showed his bottom in a kilt make any sense to you, Eileen? Because I do need to know that part as well. So please, could anybody take this chap? Okay, I want to say there's a name like Brian and a name like George also that would be connected around this gentleman. Okay, he's definitely there, and he definitely won't go away until somebody wants to take him. Okay, he definitely won't go away until he might have just had Scottish links. Okay, but he's definitely got a kilt on. Okay, definitely got a kilt on. Can anybody take this, Mr. Producer? All the males at family wedding lifetime kilt showed their bottoms. Oh, males at the family wedding lifetime. Okay, now this would be a specific gentleman that you would know him. Okay, Carol, that sort of makes sense, and Eileen, it sort of makes sense. The Mary Margaret came in as well, okay, and like I said, she sounded like she should have Irish links there, so I've got Scottish links and Irish links going on there, all over the United Kingdom by the looks of it. I do want a firm yes with this one, because everyone should know what we're talking about. I could take an uncle, but that's a cheeky chappy, but not the wedding. I can also place George. If it wasn't a wedding, it would have been a specific, like, you know, like an event where everybody would have been wearing like that sort of thing. Right, I'm going to carry on a little bit, because I think we've got two that are just maybes at the moment, and I sort of want them to be a bit more solid, if that makes sense. Did George make sense to you, Carol, as well? Let me see. Okay. Okay. Oh, there. Right. Margaret is your late sister. There should be a Mary as well, okay, within there as well. Right, let me see what he has to say, this chappie. There was definitely a wedding, okay. You would take Mary, Margarita, Irish link, okay. Right. Okay, so this bit's going to have to make sense to somebody that's coming in, because it's all getting a little bit complicated upstairs here, because they're all trying to get in there. Okay, now this cheeky chappie, okay, if it was the uncle, then I want to say maybe go with that. He's a lovely chap, all right. He's got, I want to say he's got like the like grayer hair, but it's almost like a darker grey and a lighter grey at the sides, if that makes sense. He's got sort of dark rimmed glasses on as well. Okay, he's, like I said, a bit of a cheeky boy, even though he was older. Okay, he would have liked Can everyone still hear me okay? Okay, it just said connection was lost. I have no idea what's going on today. I haven't had problems with this for a long time, so I think it might be upstairs playing games with me today. Okay, so I think we might be with Carol. Okay, I just think we were weirdly with Carol because she popped up first. Now, Carol, Carol, are you a healer? Because I keep being shown healing hands around you. Oh, thank you, Eileen. So let's go with if the information is sort of making more sense with Carol, we're just going to go. However, it's any better? Probably. Yeah, it hasn't done this for a long time, so I don't know why it is doing it. I do apologize to everybody. I just don't know what I can do. Okay, just let us know if you can't hear. Okay, yeah, sorry, this is getting complicated, isn't it? I can't even remember who we're talking to. Okay, Carol, are you still here? Oh, okay. You don't think it's for you either. Okay. Right. I might, if anyone isn't going to take these people, then I'm afraid I'm going to have to move on. Okay. I'm going to have to. Catherine, can you take it? Right, Catherine, if you could take it all, okay, please let us know that all of that information does make sense to you. Carol's just popped up with I'm learning to be a healer. I'm just going to finish with you, Carol, just for a minute, because I do think there's a link there somewhere with you, even though you're not understanding all of it. You might have to do a little bit of homework as well. Okay, now I really want to say, Carol, you're going to start with one healing modality and there's going to be another that's coming in for you. Okay, it's almost like you're going to do one after this one that you probably haven't even heard of yet. Okay, it feels like there's a very strong connection to a fifth dimensional healing dimension, or even I want to say higher than that. Okay, it feels like a really quite intense course that you're going to do into the future. Obviously start with the one that you're doing, because the people that are coming through that I still got drawn to you there, that it's sort of important that you know that this first part of your journey, that is not it. Okay, that's not just it. It's going to be a great starter, but then I'm going further than that. Okay. She's also talking about feeling like you're going sort of in and out of consciousness a little bit, like almost like an altered state, or you feel like you've been going into more of an altered state. Okay, and this is like something not to be feared, not to be afraid of. This is something to go with, as long as you've got the right mentor. There, it's going to be an interesting journey for you, Carol, I'm going to say, because it does feel like it goes so much further than you think. Okay, now, like I said, it does feel like you start with one, there's another one. I feel like there's a whole different teacher or tutor with the next one as well. It's something that you're just going to fall into, if you like. It's totally different direction. Now, this is like trust. You don't have enough trust right now, Carol. You have to trust what's coming to you. It's important that you do. Any information that's coming in, any information that you're feeling, for example, it's like, just, you know, with empathy, with integrity, just deliver those messages as you are doing that healing, because it feels like there's going to be some good communication that comes afterwards. For example, you're going to feel like you're going into some sort of deeper state, like I said, not altered state work maybe. It will be an interesting ride, and I do feel like you'll be naturally doing it. You'll just have to find the right tutor. I'm going to just leave you there, Carol. So good luck there, and please let us know how you're getting on. And I'm going to go over to Catherine. Okay, Catherine Coppin there. Because she could take all of the information. Catherine's not doing a course. No, that doesn't matter, Catherine. I was just finishing off with Carol there, okay, because I was getting a link with her as well. Now, if Catherine, if you were getting, if you were understanding the people up there, all right, it really is important that you listen here, okay? Nothing to do with what we've just said to Carol. Now, with you, Catherine, it does feel like you've been, I don't know, sort of doing roundabouts in your head at the moment, like somersaults in your head. You've been really over worrying about things, or almost worried why things aren't going fast enough for you, all right? It's almost like 2 steps forward and 3 back sometimes, it feels at the moment. Now, I want to say as well, you might have had a bit of an issue around some friends or some friendships. Because of lack of trust in the past with you, Catherine, it does feel like it's hard for you to trust people or trust them wholeheartedly. Okay, now with some people it is fine to trust. With a lot of people it's fine to trust. There's some really good people around you, but yeah, you're sort of not letting them get in too far. And the people up here that came through for you, because it was more than one, like I said, Margaret, I think you said Mary Margarita, they're sort of worried that you're getting yourself in a right old tiz, okay, about everything at the second. It almost feels like you feel quite lonely in your surroundings as well. And I know we're opening up to the world a little bit at the moment, okay, and that's really good. But she wants you to get out and about. She really does want to get you out and about. Now, Catherine, have you been having problem with some mobility? Because she keeps there's a lady Mary up here that is saying that you've been having a bit of problem with your mobility, or yes, friendships are hard to trust. She's talking about mobility with you, and it does feel like you're either finding it hard to walk a long distance, okay, or aches and pains. Now, she's wanting you to know that there could be sort of an answer. Now, I don't know if you've got some sort of like either scooter or mobility scooter or something like that, because she's showing one for you as well. Okay, and saying that you do need to get out and about. She doesn't want any excuses. All right, and she's saying you're not an old lady if you get in one of them. Okay, I don't know why, if you do feel like that sometimes. Okay, but she's saying you're not an old lady just because you need a little bit of help. Okay, she said, you know, sometimes you just got to give in to something. If you have already got a mobility scooter, she is like a bit concerned about your driving. Okay, so just don't bump into any tins of beans, because she's just like laughing about that. Just wanting you, she just wants you to know that everything is going to be okay, but you just need a little bit more help. She's saying she doesn't want you to, right, I've got to word this properly. Okay, obviously, because we are live on TV, I have to think a little bit harder sometimes when they're very straightforward, when they say something outright. Obviously, we're in front of a lot of people here. Okay, but she'd rather you got to the bottom of the things that are the past. She'd rather you got to the bottom of your past rather than keep. If I'm going to maybe try and get hold of you at the end of this and tell you that little bit of message. It's nothing bad. It's nothing. It's not. It's just some things aren't for on here. Okay. Oh, you're hiring one at the moment. Yeah, just be careful of your driving, Catherine, because like I said, she's showing me you running into like a big pile, you know, like you see in a Carry On film or something, like somebody hitting a load of beans and them all flying all over the supermarket. All right. She's just like having a bit of a giggle about that. Just be careful, especially in reverse, she's saying. Okay. Now, you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay, she said, but you just need to get that little bit of help or that little bit of advice or maybe some counselling or talk to somebody on a professional level, because it just feels like the more you do that, the better things are going to be for you. It just feels like you just need that sort of person that is non-judgmental, that's going to sort of help you through things. And the people up here that are there for you, Catherine, just letting you know that you've got an army up there. Basically, they're all looking out for you and not to worry. Okay, they're also saying about your mum, she needs to look after her health a little bit as well. Okay, and she can be quite stubborn or obstinate. Okay, like she, you know, yeah, she doesn't like being told, your mum. Okay, she's just like having a bit of a giggle about it. So she's just saying, just can you tell her just to look after herself a little bit more. They just want you to know that they're all around you, Catherine, at the second. They really do, and you just got to start looking after yourself a bit more, lovely, and try and get out and about. She's showing me things are going to be opening, clubs or things that you did go to are going to start reopening not long away, actually, probably within sort of month and a half, 2 months. It feels like there's going to be a bit more of a social life. She's showing me like a thing, like a club or a organization or something attached to a church. Okay, it doesn't have to be churchy, but it does feel like it's connected to a church. It's going to be very good for you as well, Catherine. So she's saying go to it, because it feels like there's oh, she had a stroke. Is that your mum? I don't know if you're talking about your mum there or if you're talking about the lady up here. She's not showing me a stroke, but just yeah, look after yourself, lovely, and go to the club that's attached to a church, because you'll really enjoy it. Okay, or this group or club, because she's saying you'll really enjoy it. It feels like a bit of a family environment, if that makes sense. They're not family members, but it feels like a family environment to you, and that's what you need right now, Catherine. So just make the most of it and take advantage of that there. Okay, and tell your brother to behave himself. Don't know what he's done, but just tell him to behave himself. Yes, your mum. Oh God, I'm so sorry. I will send her healing. Okay, I will send healing there. Okay, fabulous, Catherine. So I hope that helped you and it made some sense to you, my lovely. Right then. Who have I got now? I've talked so much, I don't stop talking, do I? I talk like the clappers. It makes my throat really, really dry. Okay, let me see who else we've got there. Right. Sorry, Mr. P. Thank you very much. Right then, now I've got a lady coming in. Now she is also a mum of somebody on here, okay? I just don't understand her name. Right, it almost sounds like I'm like trying to say a Teletubbies name. It's like either Lala or Lily or I'm not quite sure. It's like a nick, whether it's a nickname, um, a shortened version of a name, if that makes sense. I'm not quite sure how we're saying it. It's either Lala or Lily or that sort of thing. Right, I just don't quite get it. And they're just really trying to talk about it in my ear, but I can't understand it. Okay. Now she would have had very like a darker skin. I what I really have no idea what that says, Terry. you, yeah. I don't know what that means. Oh, okay. Right. Doing that to a dyslexic, Terry, is like murder. I'm like, what is it? Okay. Right. Anyway, please let me know if we can say yeah. Oh, okay. Right. I'm going to carry on with the information. Okay. Oh, Concessa. Hello, Concessa. But it's Luli. Okay. Right. Concessa, your mum is Luli, and I don't know who Terry put, what relation that is to her. I want to say there is a mum. Let us know if that makes sense, Terry, with regard to a mother or mother figure. Okay, mother figure can also be mother-in-law, a stepmother, for example, adoptive mother. So please let us know on that one as well, just so that I know I'm being fair there. Okay, so Terry, if you could just let us know what relationship. Sorry, Polly, lol, pronounced yeah. So it could be for me. Okay, right. I'm going to carry on with the information. Okay, this lady definitely would have had dark hair when she was younger. Okay, very dark hair. Quite, I want to say a beautiful woman, but naturally a beautiful woman. And I'm not just talking about looks, I'm talking inside and out. She's a really good, another matriarch of the family, if you like. Okay. One of those sort of people that is again a very strong person, kind person, very strong, very loving. The family mattered. Oh, it's your grandmother, Terry. Okay, keep listening. Okay, and Concessa, keep listening. Okay, she's just wanting to show that she's absolutely fine. Okay, she would have struggled, and please let us know, Terry, if your grandmother would have struggled as well with memory loss or memory problems. My mum, your mum definitely. Okay, right. But yeah, she's talking about she's almost going 6 years. Okay, now please let us know, Concessa, was there her dementia over a 6 year period? Okay, because it's like I'm going over 6 years. Okay, because you're showing me like the development of that, if you like. Okay, that things were starting to, you might have seen signs of it like at the beginning, for example, and then there's an advancement there. Okay, let me see what she wants to say. She's very excited. Okay, all the news that's coming, there's news coming, it's coming soon as well. Okay, she's very excited about the news that's coming soon, Concessa, and it's not going to be long. Not going to be long at all. Okay, she's talking about everything will go fine, everything's going to go well. Not for me, wasn't dementia. Okay, there's definitely a decline over a 6 year period, so please can you let me know, Concessa, if that makes sense to you. The years. Okay. It's like with her that she wanted to stay independent as well. Okay, she really wanted to stay independent, but she just couldn't. She knew she couldn't really. Okay, and she just needed more help and more people around her, more people to look after her. And she's like eternally grateful. Ah, the baby's due any minute. Right. She's showing me everything going so well. Okay, everything going so well. And funnily enough, she's showing another one coming not so long after, or news of one. So it just very much could be that we're going on a bit of a roll there. Okay. Anyway, everything's going to be fine. She just keeps like suddenly she's showing me the because I do the tarot as well. She's showing me the sun card, and the sun card can be very much about babies, but it can also be about the sun shining over on situations at the moment. It sort of brings a new, I don't know, almost a new excitement, new part of life, a new energy to the whole family. It's almost like bringing everyone together again. Okay. Just bringing like everyone close, and it just feels like they say you never lose your son. Right. It just feels like, you know, you're going to be either very involved in this, okay, very hands-on, and everything, like a whole new light, if you like, to the family. Now I don't know if you've been talking about going home, Concessa, because I'm seeing like it doesn't seem that long before you're going to be able to go home. I'm 1, 2. It could be June into July, okay, because she keeps showing me, yeah, June into July. She's showing me that there's sort of a trip coming up, which sounds, Priscilla's grandchild is due in May. Lovely. There's a real trip coming up. Okay, she wants this trip to happen. It's like, I want to get all the whole family together. It's like on a whole big jolly, a whole big family jolly. This is what she absolutely loves, she's saying. Okay. She wants to bring everybody in to like this sort of party. At the moment she keeps going, like I said, June to July, but I want to say it might be a bit after that when everybody's getting together. It feels almost later summertime that there's going to be this big get together. She's so excited about seeing everybody and everybody together. It's almost like she wants you to set her a place at the table, you know, because she just loved that environment so much. Going back home in August, right? I think you might be having a few of you going over there, because I just don't feel it's necessarily just you. I'm going to be honest. Concessa, I feel like it might be a bit of a big jolly going on there. Okay. Right, let me see what else she has to say. Right, she's saying anything you have been worried about, okay, all feels like it's going to be starting to drop into place soon. Okay. She's showing me the Gemini star sign there. Okay, so within the Gemini, there's going to be like things you've either been waiting for, good news, for example. I'm not talking about babies here, I'm talking about other things. We're going to meet up for my sister and my birthday in August. Oh, lovely. That's really lovely. Yeah, it just feels big. It feels bigger than you even think somehow. I'm trying to keep an eye on the comments, but I do go off on one a little bit, and I do apologize. I just get taken over by all these people. Yeah, lovely. So the Gemini star sign, other things that you've been waiting for are all going to start coming in. Okay, everything's going to start coming in. Like things you've been like hanging out for, waiting for, or worried about, then it all sort of seems to balance out by then. She's talking a real shift in consciousness as well by September. It's almost like spiritually you're going to even be more switched on. You're going to be really switched on. It's like real intuition going on there. She's like saying just watch this space on that, because she's almost going to be guiding you, she said. Okay, from upstairs she's going to be guiding you. It's like she's going to be in your head giving you information for other people. It's almost like she's going to be like a go-between, if you like. Okay, really good stuff, she's saying, really good stuff. What else? Anything else that she wants to say? Ooh. It's funny because she was like going oh, blah, 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 talking and talking away, and she did talk a lot when she got going. She really is quite a chatterbox. But she just wants you to know that everything's good, everything's fine. She's absolutely fine. In fact, she's stronger now than she has been from up there, if that makes sense. It's almost like any resting time or any sort of healing time that she needed, she's out of that now. Okay, she's like on a roll. She's back to almost, I want to say, for some reason, she's putting her prime as 20 years ago. All right. Her prime was about 20 years ago, she said. And she said that that's where she is. That's where she is, like about where she was about 20 years ago, you know, and everyone was sort of, you know, doing all, you know, there's lots of stuff going on, quite exciting. She felt very fit and well at that point as well. And she's forever in your heart, she said, forever in there. And if you ever feel lonely, low, or like you're having a bad day, she's just saying, just touch your heart, because that's where she is. It's almost like her heart's beating in your heartbeat, and she's part of you and you're part of her, and that's with regard to your whole family as well. Great, we could do some work together. Maybe we could do something on here, Concessa. How exciting would that be? That would be good stuff. She just wants you to know that she's fine, she's all good, and she's just sending lots and lots and lots of love to you and the family there. Everything's going to be going well. Okay, fabulous. Right, let me just get my head straight. Okay. Oh, hello, is Priscilla here too? Hello, Priscilla. Oh, forever in your thoughts. She absolutely is. Does anybody I expect everybody on here has watched Ghost? You know, it's almost like I've got that going on today. My spiritual shed is absolutely full of people, okay, from upstairs who have joined us down here. In fact, trying to just uh, get one at a time is actually quite tricky. Okay, okay, let me see who is here. Yes. Yeah, let's do a quick advert and then I can get my breath back. So tomorrow morning we have a divine service with Wimbledon Spiritualist Church at tomorrow morning from 11 a.m. Please join us for that. That's with Michelle Scott. And there's a brand new show at 2 o'clock tomorrow. Veronica Jenkins, My Kind of Spiritual People. So join Veronica for her own interview show. Wow, fortnightly starting this Sunday. How exciting. 2 o'clock. Her first guest is Gwen Akora. How exciting is that? So if anyone doesn't know, Gwen Akora, her late husband was Derek, the famous Derek Akora. So I'll certainly be trying to tune in for that one. If not, I'll be watching it back. And Gwen will be accepting any questions as well. So that'd be exciting. So get your pen and paper out and start writing your questions down for tomorrow. It would be really cool. So, and is this tomorrow as well? Okay, so VIP night tomorrow night. It's a Zoom meeting, and it is free mediumship readings. That is very good. Is that for the fledglings? Mediumship training tomorrow night. Okay, so if you would like to get involved with that, the link will be on the fan page. Is that right? On the VIP page. So you have to be a VIP. Join Spiritual Productions, Spiritual Psychics TV, and I'm in the old school, you see, right in old school mode, when it used to be Spiritual Productions when I first started. Oh, I know. A year, huh? Wow, it's gone so quick this funny year, hasn't it? Right then, it has gone funny. Right, I have got a husband. I've got a husband. Actually, I've never been married. I've got a husband coming in. I am not quite sure of his name as it stands. Okay. Right. I've just got a gentleman coming in saying that he's a husband of somebody on here. Hello, Sue Holman. A husband. I'm just not quite sure of his name. Okay, you're going to have to bear with me there. Let me just work on him a little bit. He was quite poorly before he went, quite a poorly chap. Okay, it just feels as well that he was I want to say a cancerous condition, okay, because it does feel like he was being looked after in the later part of his life. Now he had a lot of life left to give, if that makes sense. He did go, we say, before their time. I always do say that we do have a time, if you like, but we would have considered that he'd gone before his time. Oh, thank you, Louise. That's lovely. Louise said, Polly is amazing. I'm so pleased I was introduced to her. She does one-to-ones. I do one-to-ones. I love my one-to-ones. So yeah, a husband here, just can't get his name at the second. Okay, I do apologize for this. I feel like there's a cancerous condition with him. Okay, he was I would say it was because he was quite fit, okay, quite a fit man. It would have been a real shock when he did get sick or he did get poorly. Now he's showing a very quick deterioration towards the end as well there. Everything went very quick with him. Like, I feel like around an 18 months situation here. Your husband passed last year, very aggressive cancer in a short period of time, Gail. Okay, fabulous. I will hopefully see if I can get some more information. Okay. Now with regard to the cancer, it does feel like you said, it's sort of, there was probably around 18 months, or certainly things going wrong with them medically, if you like, physically, that was shown. I don't think it was picked up straight away, Gail, so please let us know that this is making sense to you. I don't think it was picked up straight away, okay, like there was possibly a misdiagnosis, or it wasn't quite as bad at that point, and then suddenly it took hold, okay, sort of almost a little bit too late. Your dad went before his time as a young, died of cancer within 14 months. I do feel like this is a husband though, Terry, I'm afraid. Hopefully I'll be able to link in with you maybe later on. 4 weeks from diagnosis, but poorly for 6 months. I really do want to say that there was stuff going on for longer. Unfortunately, we might not know that at the time, but this gentleman is definitely saying that there was stuff, like there was little signs, if you like, okay, but it's just suddenly gone. And does it make sense, Gail, that his liver got affected as well? Okay, because I just keep seeing either the liver or the pancreas. Can you please let us know if the liver or the pancreas makes sense to you? I'm not sure if this makes sense, because that's just come up is the makes sense that I need. Okay. Yes, okay, because it does feel like it's a real shocker, okay, like there was definitely stuff going on before even anybody would have known, okay. He's talking about his blood being very toxic, okay, like almost like it is very toxic. It seems to be going round his body and overtaking everything, if you like, okay. It's like almost like organ by organ I'm getting. He's getting a little bit riddled with it. Now he's very much, I'm going to go to you in a second, Terry, actually, so remind me, Mr. Producer, because I think we've got a little bit of a double link, or one coming in from the other there. But Gail, at the second, this your husband here is, he wants to say, and please let me know if this makes sense to you, you were his soulmate, okay, you were his soulmate. It's like nobody else would have touched how he felt about you, even though he said he could be a stubborn bugger sometimes, excuse the word. He could be a stubborn bugger sometimes. He could be, you know, but he was a good, kind man. And he would have, like, anything he was doing, he might have been a bit overprotective as well with you, Gail. He would have been doing it because he loved you, okay? And anything he could do to diffuse large B-cell lymphoma. The blood, okay. Yeah, he would do anything to look after you, okay? Sometimes, like I said, he thought he was a bit grumpy sometimes, or he could be a little bit worrisome, let's put it that way, okay? But he said you looked after him like so well. It's like you did everything you could, or put your life on hold for him. And I know 4 weeks isn't a long time, but it also felt like eternity, but also felt like 5 minutes. It's like almost contradicting how he's explaining it to me. And he just, you honestly, he just said you really were. I mean, some people say the word soulmate, don't they? And Gail said, I'm crying, we were soulmates. Honestly, Gail, it just feels like there was no one else for him and no one else for you. You know, you were best friends, but you probably got on each other's nerves. He's saying that he knew that he got on your nerves sometimes. He's not going to lie. All right, he's laughing his head off. He thinks he's, you know, he's like, don't put rose tinted glasses on, he's saying. Okay, but he knows he could be a bit stubborn sometimes, and sometimes he liked his own way. All right, and he's saying that, do you remember him snoring really loud, because he's like joking about putting a pillow over his face? And this is a joke, okay? Obviously you didn't. But he's like, he said he used to snore a bit. It was either he snored a bit or you snored a bit, okay? Mary, I'm just going to read Mary's out. My husband passed with pancreatic cancer, lots of different things going wrong for several years. So maybe 5 weeks before passing. Oh God, I think a few people are taking this. I do want to say specifically that I am talking to the other lady, Gail. Okay, you did love him with all your heart. I don't know who the children are in your picture, okay, but she is showing me that there should be another one in the picture. And I don't know if this is going to make any sense to you. It's like there should be another one in that picture. Okay, it feels like either a baby had been lost or miscarried, or something there as well, that he's saying, because he's showing me that there was a baby lost and there is a baby sitting on his knee. Okay, please do let me know about that. It was the height of COVID. How we did. Right, I come. Both of us snore. Okay, right, because he's like literally. How funny is that? Okay, he's talking about like somebody's told him to sew a tennis ball to his t-shirt or his vest or something. It might be an idea for you to try, however, if you feel like it, if you feel the need. Okay, but he wants you to know that his love for you up there is equal to down. It's like now everything, nothing's changed. He wants you to know that he is absolutely adoring of you. Okay, he's showing me somebody coming into your life. Now, I don't know if this has happened now or if this is somebody coming into the future. Very different than him, okay? But you don't have to, okay? You don't have to do that at all. But he is talking about he does want you to like be able to enjoy like time with somebody, if you like, or male time. Yes, we have 3 girls. That's 8. That is 8 years old, that picture. Oh, right. Okay, there should have been 3 in the picture. That's why he's saying that. But there was also a baby up there, and it was a baby boy. But it was, like I said, a miscarriage, or it was a very early baby that he's saying that he has up there. Okay, and it was a boy. Okay, I hope that makes some sense to you. Okay, right, I'm getting a bit lost because he's talking like it is a baby boy. It is a baby boy. They're taking me properly over tonight. Okay, I do feel a little bit doolally. I expect Mr. Producer would agree I'm a little bit doolally, but that's why I work like this, and it's all just very funny. I asked him that today. Right. He wants you to be able to think that you can, if you want to have company, okay, that you are, he's always going to be up there for you, all right? He's always going to be up there for you, Gail. He's always going to be keeping the bed warm for when it's your turn. Believe me, you've got a long life left yet, okay? And he really, 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 really wants you to know that whatever happens down here, he's still keeping the bed warm for you up there, but you're going to be old, okay? You're not going anywhere quickly, all right? But even if it's just a companion, okay, he just wants you to go and sort of enjoy yourself, chat, and just not be lonely. He said your family do really love you and they really do pull together around you as well, all right? And he just wants to send love to all of them as well, okay? He just wants you to be happy, and that's all he wants for you, Gail, okay? He really does. It's about time. He said you do a really good job at pasting a smile on it, he said. But he just needs you to know that he'll never leave you. He's there whenever you want him, absolutely whenever you want him, okay? And he does say that he's tried to get in bed with you. I don't know if you felt him, because he said he did, all right? He said he did. And throw all the carrier bags away. Throw all the carrier bags away, he's saying. I don't know why you're keeping them. That was random. But throw all the carrier bags away. Or don't throw them away, because that's a waste of plastic. But give them to a charity shop or something. Gail, I hope that made sense to you. I know that was a really mad random reading, and that is basically how I work. And it's so much love for you there, so much love for you. I just want you to know that nothing changes, okay? The love's down here, the love up there, nothing changes. In fact, it gets stronger. Okay, I've got no idea how we're getting on for time. Mr. Producer. Okay, let me see. So I think I'm going to... Okay, I wasn't drawn at that time to Mary, okay? I really felt like that was for Gail, but I do want to try and go in with Terry, if that's okay. If we could just get Terry up there. It's just that they are sort of pointing me in the right direction. No offense to anybody, it's just they have to point me in the right direction. Past in 1995 anniversary is this week. Okay, Mary, I'm just not getting it at the second. Sorry, darling. Terry, I'm going to... Right, okay. So Terry, I can't remember what the other comments that you wrote were, because my little brain has yeah, shriveled. It wasn't very big in the first place. Right. Dad, liver issues, had a stent. 18 months from when he first went to the doctors, they missed the signs. Right, that's all I need to know, because I did say that earlier. Okay, let me just tune in for you, Terry. Okay, now Terry, I know I talked about a sort of wind earlier, okay, but he's talking about this really weird indigestion type feeling, or quite a bad pain, I want to say. Under here, okay, under sort of the top part of the rib cage there, he was having, it almost feels, yeah, quite a pain, quite a sicky feeling, and an indigestion that he was having, because when he's coming in for you, Terry, it feels like that this is part of... Sorry, I've got windy again. It's when they come in and give me that, it's quite tricky. He keeps rubbing that area, okay, and it feels like that this was like a problem, or continuing to be a problem. I just want to say that they could have thought it was a few things, like maybe gallstones, for example, and also they might have got it confused with some sort of like irritable bowel type thing as well. It almost feels like they got a couple of things mixed up, if that makes sense. Stuff with bad pain there, nausea, indigestion. I'm getting it quite badly. Bear with me. When they do this to me, I literally feel like I'm going to keel over myself. But at least I know what to look for in the future. Right, okay. Your dad's a really lovely guy, Terry. He's he's quite when I say strong and silent, he's really good with the people he knows, or he'll be very comfortable with them. But he's one of those sort of people that he sort of keeps himself to himself a little bit as well. All right, he can be a real like laugh and joke, or quite jovial when we're sort of all family together. And who was the person up there that used to play the piano? Was this him, or is this somebody else? Because he keeps like bringing in somebody and a piano. Okay. It's almost like like somebody would have a tinkle on a piano in a pub even. Okay. Does this make sense to you, Terry? It really, I just keep seeing this piano, but it almost feels like it either was in a pub, all right, or somebody used to like have a little tinkle on this piano in the pub. Now you might have to go back for this as well. Now, what does your dad want to say to you? Do you know what? Your dad never said enough about how much he loved you. It's almost like he wished he'd said it more, and he also wished that he said how proud he was of you, all right, because he was so proud, right? But he's like, he tells everyone else, it's like he's like, oh, you know what Terry's doing, you know what Terry's doing, you never guess what Terry's doing. It's like he just keeps like talking to everyone else about it. But he wished Family Friend played the piano in spirit, okay, because he's trying to bring that person in as well. Okay, I just don't know who it is yet, okay, that's playing that piano, and very nicely playing the piano as well, I have to say. Yeah, he wished that he'd said it. He wished he'd said it more, Terry, to you, because you really made him proud, all right? You were a little bit of a daddy's girl there as well. I want to say in some ways you were like him, but in some ways you're just like your mother, he says. In some ways you're just like your mother. He's really excited about something to come. Now, apparently you're going to be helping to organise something, Terry. Apparently you're very good at all the organisation. He's saying you could whip anybody into shape. It's almost like if you're organising somebody else, it's easier than organising yourself. For some reason, you're not quite as good at organising yourself as you are everybody else, he says. Okay, please let me know. He did say that to me towards the end, very much a daddy's girl. Yeah, he wished he'd said it more throughout your life, I think is what he's trying to say, Terry. Yeah, there's something you're going to be organising or assisting to organise, a big thing, a big event. Okay, it's not coming quite yet. I really want to probably say it's more coming into maybe the latter part of next year, but the planning part is going to be earlier. Okay. That's not just it. Okay, he's also talking about you getting involved in some sort of like organization. Now I know SPT, organizing a charity raiser for the hospice. Oh, lovely. Is that for next year? Because I feel like there's something next year that you're going to be doing that is quite significant, Terry. Okay, you're obviously very good at organizing, full stop, but there's things to come. All right. Very much things to come that you're not expecting to be involved in, that you are going to be involved in. It will be next year. This isn't just the only one. Okay, Terry, you're going to be quite a busy lady. All right, a busy lady indeed. Okay, it's more than one thing. Now, like SPT is an organization, but it feels like there's going to be another sort of, whether it's this or whether it's something else or whether it's two things combined, but she's definitely showing me there's going to be a little bit or more of something charitable coming up, or almost what's the word, is it philanthropy, I don't know what the word is, but it's like there's an organization which is what is a philanthropy, I can't even say the word, somebody help me. Philanthropy, yeah, that word, whatever that means. You're going to be doing that. Okay. Exciting times indeed, Terry. It really is. It almost feels like suddenly over this last year everything's been sort of getting a little bit more exciting. You've been getting involved in things, but this is getting bigger now. Okay, in fact I would say regular things, regular events. Okay, and the lovely thing is it's like you don't expect a lot back. Okay, it's almost like you your father's saying that you love helping people, you love making people happy. There's been times in your life when you've put other people way before yourself, Terry, and he just wants you to know how proud he is of that. You know, there's not much more he can say. It's just philanthropist. I love it when people write something in front of me so I can see it, and Mr. Producer's made it all big so I can see that. Okay. Everything's going to be working out in your favor, but it, like I said, is quite busy. There's quite charitable type events coming up. You're not going to get a lot of money back for this, okay, but what you do get is, for one, recognition. It's just inside of you, there's something that wants to be of service, and it's a really beautiful, humble feeling with you, Terry. Your dad is just so proud, and I don't think you'd have to do a lot to make him proud, but you've made him almost super proud the last couple of years. Now, I can see that you're wearing glasses, but he is talking about something about your glasses or getting glasses mended, okay? So please don't sit on them or drop them or lose them, because he's definitely showing me them getting mended rather than new lenses, for example. There's definitely a pair that will need mending, and I'm not just talking about your spare pair that cost a few pounds from the supermarket. These are proper glasses, okay? Everybody has those spare ones, don't they, when they lose them. But yeah, just please know that he loves you to bits, Terry, and I'm going to have to stop in a minute. I don't want anything back, just to know I've helped someone is enough. And you know what? That is a really beautiful thing. You're like an earth angel, he said. My daughter broke hers and we had to get them replaced. Okay. I'm still showing them going in to get repaired. Okay, so I don't feel like it would be a tragic snap, but it could be like a hinge, or a whatever you call them in the glasses, whatever they're called in there, like a bar thing. Okay, I feel like something's going to get replaced. I'm going to have to leave her love with you, Terry, and sorry, his love with you, and just know that everybody today that I've given a reading to, I hope it's all made sense. If anything hasn't made sense to you, just know it is something to come, and lots of lovely things to come for all of you by the sounds of things. Really exciting stuff. So I've really enjoyed being on here tonight. I hope you guys have too. Thanks to everybody that has encouraged everybody that has had a reading, and I do think that is the loveliest thing when we come together on SPTV, and it's such a lovely community. Everybody is, I don't know, you just make my heart sing with joy. And I'd like to say thank you to Mr. Producer for having me on tonight. And can everybody send out their love and their thoughts to Tina, please, for us? It would be much, much obliged. So thank you again, everybody. I absolutely loved seeing you and enjoying working with you. And I will see you not this Sunday, but next Sunday on the Sunday Sofa at 2 o'clock. So please tune in for that. And I'm going to tune out. Okay, for March next year. So anybody that, sorry, just before I shoot off, I've just been told to tell you that if anybody does want to book a one-to-one reading when we go on the retreat in 2023 in March, I am now 22 even, 2022 in March, then you are able now to book a one-to-one reading. Okay, so if you'd like to do that and you're coming on the retreat, please do. There's also lots of other lovely readers that you can choose from, so it will be lovely to see you all there. Can't wait, absolutely can't wait. So I will tune out and I will see you on the Sunday Sofa next week. Bye bye everyone.